Welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers safety Jabrill Peppers. So, it has been reported that DeShon Elliott, Pittsburgh Steelers safety, has went down with an MCL sprain and will miss a few weeks. So, in a corresponding move, the Pittsburgh Steelers have went out and signed a safety to their roster, and it is veteran Jabrill Peppers. And this is a great addition to the team, a versatile addition, and someone who could play at a high level. But first, before I get more into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like this video. Now let's get right back into it. So, Ian Rappaport of NFL Network has said that after a surprise release, after a cut-down day, it is expected that Steelers have signed Jabrill Peppers to their roster after DeShon Elliott went down with an MCL sprain, suffered in the Week 1 matchup against the New York Jets. So, looking at this addition of Jabrill Peppers to the 53-man roster, Pittsburgh Steelers will need to make a corresponding move to fit him onto the roster in terms of releasing someone or sending someone to IR. I don't think it'll be DeShon Elliott, so expect another move to be made here shortly. Now, looking at Peppers and his addition, what does he bring to the table? Well, he is 29 years old. And looking at his history, he was just cut by the New England Patriots last month and was not on an NFL roster for Week 1. But he is a tested veteran in this league. His contract now isn't guaranteed for the entire season, and with 99 career games and 85 starts throughout his career, Peppers offers plenty of NFL experience. Last season alone, he appeared in just 6 games, but was productive, recording 40 tackles, 2 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble, and 1 interception. And in 2023, he played more because he was healthy. He started 15 games for the Patriots, recording 78 tackles. So those are just the last 2 seasons alone, meaning that he still could play at a high level. And he is an impressive athlete. And when coming out of Michigan, he appeared to be on the Pittsburgh Steelers list of players that they would target, and the pedigree that Pittsburgh usually covets. A first-round pick of the Cleveland Browns in 2017, spent 2 years with the Browns, before he was traded to New York Giants as part of the deal for wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. And looking at Peppers, he has been consistent against the run throughout his career, and at his best closer to the line of scrimmage. So even though he is a safety, he can move all around the field and be versatile to move up in that box and play towards the line. Peppers has been consistent against the run, and when looking at his tackles, he has notched 30 tackles for loss and 5.5 sacks throughout his career. He could also play special teams because he has served as a kick returner and punt returner throughout his career thus far. Do I expect him to be utilized in that way for the Steelers? Probably not, because they're going to need a safety to stay healthy. They already got some kick returners and punt returners, so I don't expect him to be utilized in that area. But in terms of special teams making tackles, maybe. So, you heard me say he was athletic. Well, looking back in his college career, he was a two-way player at safety and at running back. And he finished 5th in the Heisman voting in college for 2016. And that season, he rushed for 3 touchdowns, returned a punt for a score, and recorded 16 tackles for loss, and notched 4 sacks and picked off 1 pass. So, ahead of the 2017 draft, it was reported that Kevin Colbert loved Peppers and would be interested in adding him to the roster. But he was taken several spots ahead of Pittsburgh, and the Steelers never had a chance to make that selection. And instead, the Pittsburgh Steelers end up selecting a random player in terms of TJ Watt. Obviously, just kidding. Ended up working out great because they got the Hall of Famer, the best player maybe in the franchise, eventually on defense, TJ Watt. So, glad the Steelers never end up having to make a decision between those picks because you never know what could have ended up happening. So the Steelers got TJ Watt, and then Peppers went to the Browns. So, the severity of Elliott's knee injury isn't well known. We know it's an MCL sprain, but we don't know how long he'll be out for. Usually it could take around 2 weeks, but some people are different. It takes more time to heal or less time. So the Pittsburgh Steelers have made this signing to fill that safety role and that versatility that Elliott brings. And something you could expect for Peppers to bring to this team is that versatility. Playing at the line, playing in the box, playing up high. He could do it all at the safety position, and it seems like that's something the Pittsburgh Steelers have been coveting and lean towards this offseason. For example, when they signed Chuck Clark, he's someone who could be versatile and play many roles. Elliott is a player who could play many roles as well. And Juan Thornhill, he's a player who could play the box, move up high. He could play many roles. So the Pittsburgh Steelers secondary this offseason has been just surrounded with people who are versatile and could do many things. And Peppers is no different, because something I expect Peppers to do is be in that DeShon Elliott role and play all over the place in terms of, hey, he might have to go out and guard a tight end. He may have to go out and be up at the line and make those tackles. I expect him to do it and do it at a high level, and the Pittsburgh Steelers to actually utilize him because he's still a young player in this league, still in his 20s, and he has just shown that he can still play at a high level. So let's move over to DeShon Elliott for a second, because even though I'm saying Jabrill Peppers is a great addition to this team and could fill and play a role, losing DeShon Elliott for any amount of time is a huge impact because he is a great player. And I've consistently said since he's come over last offseason that this may be the best free agent signing we've had on defense in a long time. DeShon Elliott has played his role and exceeded it, has come in and be a pillar of the Steelers' defense in the secondary. Last offseason, he came in free agency, and we didn't know what to expect. Maybe this was just another sign at safety that the Steelers had to just fill in the roster. But no, he came in and laid the boom, was able to make those hits, came in and was able to guard some players, came in, was able to play and be a huge piece on this defense towards he was a partner in the backfield for anyone involved. He was a leader, and he was able to show out. So losing DeShon Elliott isn't just some thing that you can pass over and say won't impact your team. It will impact your team, and hopefully he's able to come back even better and come back what he was able to do last season, because he had a huge impact, and losing him will hurt the Steelers for a few games or however long he is out. But Jabrill Peppers is just here to fill in for that role and maybe ease that. And maybe you never know what Jabrill Peppers could add to this team. Every situation is different. Some people come in from their old team not playing well, and some people come in and step it up once they get here. So maybe that Jabrill Peppers role in the Pittsburgh Steelers defense will help them be able to fill the DeShon Elliott absence, and maybe he'll be better than he was in his past team. You never know. But Jabrill Peppers is now a Pittsburgh Steeler, and let's see what he could do. Something you may also expect to see from the Steelers on game day is maybe elevate a safety from the practice squad. For example, Sebastian Castro. Maybe utilize Miles Killebrew more. You may see the different roles and different people be playing in the Pittsburgh Steelers secondary more often because of this injury. And maybe you even see Jalen Ramsey a safety more than you would expect because of this injury. Maybe he moves from cornerback to safety more often. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to have some things to think about when it comes to their next game and their next few games actually because of this injury. And it's going to be interesting to see how they move forward. Anyway, that is the end of this video, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. On this signing addition of safety Jabrill Peppers, how do you think he fits into this team? Do you think he'll stand out? Do you like this addition? Or would you have went out and signed someone else? For example, I know Justin Simmons' name is always one that comes up when talking about outside additions that the Pittsburgh Steelers should make. Do you think that this signing was good, or would you have not done it and went a different direction? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on that topic. And also, what are your thoughts on losing DeShon Elliott for a few games? Do you think it will have a huge impact on this team? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And finally, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, reports, everything surrounding this team. I have you covered. The season has started and things are getting going, and this is the best spot for your coverage of your Pittsburgh Steelers football. So make sure you stay tuned, turn on notifications, like, comment, and subscribe. and also share this video. And until the next video tomorrow, I'll see you guys all later. That's it for me. I'm out. Peace.